Hey guys, this is question number 5 from the 2015 AP Biology exam. And it states that phototropism in plants is a response in which a plant shoot grows toward a light source. The results of 5 different experimental treatments from classic investigations of phototropism are shown above. Part A says to give support for the claim that the cells located in the tip of the plant should detect the light by comparing the results from the treatment group 1 with the results from treatment group 2 and treatment group 3. So first of all, let's analyze the treatments of the groups themselves. So we have in number 1, so in treatment group number 1, we have an unaltered tip, so as we can see it bends towards the light, and that is what the phenomenon of phototropism is. For treatment number 2, we can see that this tip is cut off and no longer there, so the plant no longer bends toward the light. Treatment number 3 says that the tip is covered by a cap, so still the cells cannot be exposed to the light, so still, as we can see, it's still growing straight and not bending towards the light. As for treatment number 4, it's separated tip connected by permeable barrier, and we're going to discuss this in more detail in a bit. And as we can see, it's bending towards the light. And for number 5, it's separated tip connected by impermeable barrier, and as a result, it is not bending towards the light. So part A has a very important keyword. So in AP exams, get used to seeing different keywords that will literally guide you towards the answer. So when it says give support, it's not telling you to talk about whether this claim that is made in the question, if it's true or false. Clearly it's true. They want you to support it. So don't try to be smart and say, no, actually, the cells located in the tip of the plant shoot are not responsible for allowing the shoot or the plant to grow towards the light source. So this is basically a fact, and they're telling you to prove it. So group 1, just say that yes, the unaltered tip, since it's like that, it's bending towards the light. And if we compare it with group number 2, which has the tip removed, it no longer bends toward the light, meaning that the tip is essential for the plant to bend or grow towards the light and be stimulated by it. However, they want you to also compare it with number 3. Number 3 is showing us that it's covered by a cap. This means that it doesn't have to be completely cut off, but if the cells are literally physically unexposed to the light, they will not grow in the direction of the light, and they must be fully exposed to the light for it to grow towards it. So this is literally all you need to say for part A. Part B states that in treatment groups 4 and 5, the tips of the plants are removed and placed back onto the shoot on either a permeable or impermeable barrier. Using the results from treatment groups 4 and 5, describe 2 additional characteristics of the phototropism response. So what you need to say is that this proves for the permeable means it permits something to pass. It allows substance to diffuse through this plant. Impermeable is the opposite, so the prefix im means it doesn't allow. So this means that the cells on top aren't enough, so what they do is send, you can talk about hormones. So if you want to use technical terms, the hormone that causes this is called auxin. So it sends hormones. So you literally can talk about hormones. If you don't remember them, talk about the word substance or signal. So if you mention any of these keywords, it's counted correct. So these cells send substances or signals or hormones, in specific auxin, towards the rest of the plant for it to bend that way, or it's sent to the shoot of the plant, basically, or the plant shoot. As we can see, to further prove that, in the impermeable barrier experiment or treatment group, the plant does not bend because this substance or hormone cannot diffuse to the rest of the plant and therefore cannot cause the plant to bend in that direction. So the property that we can deduce is that the substance must diffuse from the tip for the shoot and the entire plant to bend. This is basically it for this question. You do not need any background information. You can deduct all of this simply from looking at and analyzing the diagram itself. And however, I do remember reading this part in the book that I was studying from. So, in the chapter of plants, it does mention details about auxin or hormones. But again, sometimes the exam doesn't really, or college board don't really expect you to memorize everything. And it's more about reasoning, analysis, and stuff like that. So you might come across something that you have already come across, which is great for you, but sometimes you might get something that you haven't read about at all. It could be talking about a hormone that's not auxin, or a phenomenon that is not phototropism. So you just need to really sharpen your analytical skills and analyzing the diagram, taking it one step at a time to make a conclusion before even reading the question. Like, through this diagram, you can already tell that the cases in which it doesn't bend are the cases in which the tip is covered, or something is preventing something else from diffusing. So this is the kind of the basic part of it. So these questions really help stimulate that part of your brain where you can analyze, deduce answers, and all of that. So I really hope this helped, and please feel free to request further topics or questions for me to explain in future videos.